I know you guys have been waiting on this post, mostly because it ruffles feathers, but sometimes feathers getting ruffled is the only way that you learn. So here we go. The down and dirty facts about deities. In order to do that, we have to start with the Sumerian pantheon. But even before then, I need to explain something. The story of the Anunnaki and the Sumerian gods did not happen in our lifetime. This Earth's lifetime. We can gather it happened the last cycle. The last time before an apocalypse happened. The last cycle that people were here. Even this knowledge, as old as it is still handed down. In the previous cycle, there's an older set of these original guys. Just some background information. Now we can start. Okay, so I'm going to say this one time, and then I'm going to explain myself, okay? All deities from all cultures around the world are based on the exact same original beings. Did you get that? They're all the same original beings. They're all the same. This guy is this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and that's right, Christians, this guy. This lady is this lady, and this lady. That's right, Christians, this lady. Don't worry, I know a lot of you are having a hissy fit right now. My lies. But I'm going to explain myself. Have faith in the foot. That last video is where everybody gets all pissy. Odin is not the same as Zeus. Aphrodite is not the same as Venus. They're two different energies. No. If you're a person that decides to work with a deity, and you didn't find out the origins of that deity, that is your fault. I've built this whole theos around that deity. Your fault. People created the differences. Beings are the same. People are what gave them different characteristics, different names, different appearances. It was up to you when you decided to follow Odin. It was up to you to find out where Odin originated from. You have to look past Odin to find out where he originated from. Same goes for every other deity. Oh, this is going to upset some of you, but it's just the truth. Don't worry, I'm not done busting bubbles. I got some more bubble busting for you. Please watch the entire series before you feel like you've been lied to or misled in your practice up until now. The vast majority of you are not working with the actual deity. You are working with their people. But let me explain. When you worked with a deity, okay, or you were an oracle, a priest, or a priestess, that was your life. You began training in childhood, okay? Your whole life is devoted to serving that deity because it takes that much of your time. Lived, ate, and breathed that deity. You're often virgin for that deity because you needed to be pure. It's not a side job, okay? It's not your side OF account. It's a lifelong daily commitment. It was a great honor to do so. Now let me explain their people. So let's say you and your insignificant self wanted to work with Beyonce. First of all, you are never going to talk to Beyonce. You are going to talk to Beyonce's people, her PR crew, and all that. There's literally thousands of people. Even if she agrees to work with you, you're still rarely going to actually work with Beyonce. You're going to be working with her people. This is what I'm talking about when I tell you that almost none of you are actually working with the actual deity. You are working with their people, their oracles and gods and goddesses, priests and priestesses over the years. This does not cheapen or lessen the relationship that you have with them, okay? Does not devalue communications that you have with them. Everything that you have experienced is still legitimate. It's just not the actual person that you are communicating with. Don't worry, I know a lot of you have just blown me off now because you don't like facts. So where did all these differences come from then? I got you. You can thank yourselves. We communicated for hundreds of thousands of years before we ever wrote. Okay? I'll give y'all a really good example that we do every day that will explain to you how all of this happened. A very simple game called telephone. Starts out with Benedict Cumberbatch, ends up Peppermint Scooby Snacks. We've all played this game. Now multiply this game for about 500,000 years or more. And that's how you get your differences. Worked each time by each person in each culture. So understand the deities were based on real flesh and blood beings. They were not like us. The Sumerians say they came from the sky, and the written records say they lived thousands of years and tens of thousands of years. And this was passed down to them. Continuing on, these were real flesh and blood beings that were here. The legend says they came from the sky, so a lot of people say aliens, could be aliens from space, interdimensional, I don't know. But they were above us. Their records show that they lived starting off for tens of thousands of years. And then the more they mixed into the population, it went down to thousands of years to hundreds of years. You can even see traces of that in the Bible. Apparently when they pass away, their spirit part stuff is higher than us as well, and that's why we communicate with them as deities, and why deities are different from God. Now on the next post I am going to give you some resources, but I'm mostly going to give you tips, because I spent years collecting all this information just because I wanted to. So I'm going to make you dig for some of it just like I did, okay? Jeez, I almost forgot one of the most important things. It really pisses people off sometimes, but it's important. The vast majority of these guys are the Anunnaki that stayed when Enki split from Enlil. Let's remember, Enlil is the same as the Christian God. I'm going to start clicking in a minute. Enki is the one that gave the humans knowledge and warned Enlil to stop because the humans were becoming more intelligent. And Enlil got mad and threw Enki out and all the people that were on Enki's side. And then Enlil left into the sky, and Enki was left here on Earth with the people that backed him up for our benefit. Sound familiar? Once upon a time, a really fucking long time ago on Earth, Homo ergaster and Homo erectus were just chilling, living life. And then the Anunnaki decided to stop by and get some gold. The leader Enlil said, hey man, let's twerk these guys, they'll make good slaves. So they did. So that's how you get Homo sapiens, and they worked. But they were breeding amongst themselves in a couple of generations. They started getting smart, and they were like, hey man, why are we having to do this shit? And Enki, aka Lucifer, said, yo, Enlil, we gotta stop doing this. These guys are smart, intelligent like us. They know what's going on. And Enlil said, no bitches, they're gonna keep slaving away from my gold. And Enki and his peeps were like, nah, we're gonna give them the knowledge that we have. Part deux. So Enki did give them some of the knowledge. And the Homo sapiens were like, fuck this shit, we ain't taking your damn gold. And Enlil was like, motherfucker, I told you not to do this. So he threw Enki, aka Lucifer, and all the ones that backed him up, aka fallen angel, and kicked their ass onto Earth. And Enlil was like, fuck you guys, I'm out. And all the dudes that got thrown down to Earth are what you guys know as gods and goddesses. It's all the same people, different names. They were the ancient rulers of civilization, including the pre-dynastic Egyptian rulers that lived for thousands of years. Each of the ones that were left down here with Lucifer taught us everything that we know. And it turns out it was a bad idea. Because we fucking destroyed the planet. When they come back, they're gonna kill us all.